All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the video for questions 5 through 10. It's going to be very similar to what we just did, but we're not going to graph anything. In fact, we got to do a little extra step. What form are these in? What form are these in? If you said standard form, you are correct. Now, what form do we like? We like slope-intercept form. So we're going to take each one of these equations. We're going to get it in a slope-intercept form. We're going to solve for y, which is getting into the slope-intercept form. We're going to substitute just like we did the last example, and then we're going to solve it for both the x-coordinate and the y-coordinate. And then there's going to be room here for a calculator check for your teacher to check your work. So we're going to do this relatively quickly. I'm just rewriting the equations right here because I need to solve both of these for y. So we're going to add to x minus 9y equals 2x minus 25. Make 1 by dividing by 9, divide by negative 9, divide by negative 9. Y equals negative 2/9 x, negative and a negative make a positive, 25 9ths. Now, same thing over here, plus 4x, and then we have negative 9y equals positive 4x minus 23, divided by negative 9, divided by negative 9, divided by negative 9. That reduces to 1, so I've got y equals negative 4/9 x, negative and a negative make a positive, 23/9. Now, I went fast on that, but we're making 0 with the x's. We're making 1 with the coefficient of y, whatever number is in front of the y, and then we've got it in slope-intercept form. Now, you can do second calc intersection on both of these. We can substitute and solve, or we can set them equal to each other. Equals negative 4/9 x plus 23/9. Now, so we're just going to get y by itself. We're going to subtract 25/9, subtract 25/9. Now these have a common denominator, so they're going to subtract very easily. That makes 0. Let me move this right up here. Negative 2/9 x equals negative 4/9 x. And it really just, because these have common denominators right here, it's really 23 minus 25. So it's minus 2/9. Got to carry up the common denominator. Okay, now we're going to make 0 with these x's to get the x's on the same side. Plus 4/9 plus 4/9 x. That goes away. Common denominators mean that I can just add negative 2 plus 4, which is positive 2/9 x. The x's are still there, the denominators are still there, equals negative 2/9 x. Hey, look at that. That's amazing. Wonderful. Brilliant. Good job. We're going to divide by itself. Anything divided by itself is 1. And if I divide anything by itself over here, then that becomes, this is a positive, so negative and a positive becomes negative 1. So I've got negative 1. X equals negative 1. Ladies and gentlemen, don't freak out with the fractions. Everything should come out nice and neat in the end for these practice problems. You're welcome. Now, we're going to do the same thing that we did earlier. We're going to take this x-coordinate. We're going to plug it back into one of these equations. You can pick any one you want. It doesn't matter at this point. You can plug it into standard form, or you can plug it into the slope-intercept form equation, which might make it easier. It might not. It's up to you. This has fractions in it. This doesn't. I don't think it matters that much in the end because you're still going to have to divide some stuff out. Let's just put it into this one right here, this slope-intercept form. So notice, you do see that this is the same thing as this. This equation is the same thing as this, it's just in a different form. So therefore, you can substitute this value into any one of these 4 equations. I'm going to do it into the first slope-intercept form equation. Excuse me, frog in my throat. Plus 25/9. Let's see what happens here. We've got y equals anything negative and a negative becomes a positive 2/9 plus 25/9. That equals 25 plus 2 is 27 divided by 9. Hey, what's 27 divided by 9? Isn't that 3? You know what? I think it is. It's 3, so y equals 3. So we've got an answer, we've got a solution of negative 1, comma 3. Let's verify that in the calculator quickly and see what happens. We're going to go to y equals. There you go. Clear all that out. And let's type in our two equations here. Remember, if you don't know this yet, if you hit alpha y equals, it pulls up a little menu here that allows you to type in a fraction, which can be pretty handy sometimes. Now I've got 9, and then I'm just going to tab over to get out of the fraction. X plus, let's do it again, alpha y equals, pulls up a menu that I can type in a fraction, 25 divided by 9. And then, so that's the first one, and we're going to do the second one. So alpha y equals, enter, negative 4 down, so I can get into the denominator, 9, tab over, x plus alpha y equals, enter, 23, tab down, 9, enter, and I can graph it. And it should come out right around, what did we say the answer was? Negative 1, comma 3. That's graphing really slow. Hey, slow calculator, how you doing? Look at that. Nobody wants to listen to me talk about random stuff while we're waiting for you to graph some stuff. Let's see what happens here. Wow, that looks so crazy. Let's see what happens here. Okay, so second, calc, intersect, enter. First curve, yes, enter. Second curve, that's the right one, enter. Do I want to guess? No, hit enter. And there it is. Negative 1, comma 3. Yay! Valdez did the math right. Sign off on that. That's a better squiggle. And we're good. So that's how you do your practice problems today. Have fun.